Hey guys, it's Michelle here with Revlon, and today we are going to do a video on scent memory. Not sense memory, but scent memory. So what I've essentially done is I have purchased with my own money, all right, some fragrances that I remember wearing, and they're in a box here. I'm gonna pull each of them out, I'm gonna smell them, and let's see what pops up, what memories pop up. So this might be story time, or maybe it's just word association, I don't know. But that's what we're gonna be doing. I have not brought over my computer. I was gonna read the description for each one of these, so it's over there. I'll get it later. But anyway, we'll go through all of these, and then I will attach the descriptions, at least from what the website says, like what the notes are within the fragrance. That way, in case you're interested in one of these, unfortunately now most of them are considered vintage fragrances, you can get some for yourself. Now I do have my little mini mason jar here of coffee beans, which if you smell them, it will clear your scent palette. I've also removed any smelly candles, any diffusers. They're all out of the picture here. So if you've ever seen these at the makeup counter, that's what they're there for, okay? They're not just like poke your finger in and be like, what is this? You're supposed to smell them, okay? So let's talk about my face for a second. The only reason why I'm bringing it up is because I am wearing the Hourglass primer, and I gotta tell you, I'm not loving it. If my face is peeling, it's because of that primer. So that's all we're gonna say. We're not gonna be negative throughout this whole thing, but anyway, okay, so let's put that down. So the first one, you guys ready? I just got this box, by the way, like literally just went and got it, so it's literally just sitting in the mail package here, but here we go. So this was a fragrance. I don't remember what my first fragrances were. They were probably something from Avon, okay, because I'm from a small town in Ohio. Avon was a big darn deal. That was actually how I got exposed to makeup, was those little itty bitty Avon lipstick samples. I went crazy for them. That'll be another video, but this is the one that I can remember or having the earliest memory of. So here we go. Again, I'll read the descriptions of these later on. Let's go. All right, I don't want to spray this on me, but how do I do this? I'm gonna spray it at you. Okay, it's still gonna land on me. I'm gonna stink. Aww. This reminds me of my caboodles, because I think I probably kept my Exclamation bottle, and I had a tiny one. I didn't have a big bottle like this. Yeah. My caboodles, a little bit of Lisa Frank stuff around. Being in between, being a tween, being in between being a child and being a teenager, just coming into that. What were those little, they were like from Maybelline or something. What are they called? Kissables or something? I had those. Yeah, it's really reminding me of makeup. It's also reminding me of what I used to wear. Oh my God. So this is reminding me, here we go, word association. Let's start with the music artists. Debbie Gibson, New Kids on the Block. I am so dating myself, but remember that my hometown was behind a few years. MC Hammer, Boys to Men. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Okay, yeah. So, okay, so fashion. We called them button front pants, but I think they were called harem pants, and we would tight roll them, and it got so bad, like you get so addicted to the feeling of the tight roll, like being tight around your ankle, that if it started to slip, oh my God, it would make me have like a psychotic break. I'd have to stop in the middle of the hallway. I didn't care who was around me. I put my books down. I didn't care if I was gonna be late to class, and I would have to tighten that tight roll and get it up. The other thing too is that we would wear big bulky shirts, and it was really cool to just tuck in the front part of the shirt. It had to be like 2 sizes way too big, and then flap them around loose in the back. It was really weird. I'm also remembering patent leather shoes that were pointy, laced up, and they were like, I look like MC Hammer. Why the heck we thought that was a good idea, I do not know. But I also remember Revlon, no, not Revlon, CoverGirl. It was a CoverGirl like orangey brown nude lipstick that I would wear all the time. I would wear that sucker down to like the interior of the cartridge. It was crazy. Big hair, the bigger the better, Aquanet, hair sticking out. let's move on. We don't need to talk about that too much. Let me get my coffee beans. Am I in the next one? Here we go. Okay. These are huge, huge bottles. I'm so impressed. Again, don't go to Walgreens. If you like these, don't go to Walgreens. Go to perfumespot.com. I got a great deal on all of these. These were like less than $10 a bottle. All right, here we go. Memories on the loose. That's what the bottle looks like. Okay. This is nice. This reminds me of an outfit. Again, an outfit. Yes, I know. This is when I started to get a little bit older. Not old, but like a little bit older. That the Exclamation was more, I'm guessing I might have started wearing that when I was like 11, 12. And then when I hit about 14, 15, I started wearing this. And this was my go-to scent. This was a time when I started, I will tell you about the outfit here in a second. But this is a time when I started to withdraw from people. This was about the time that it was really bothering me that I was overweight. And so I would do everything and anything to lose weight, including some really terrible, terrible eating issues, having some eating issues. So I remember that. But the outfit that was in my mind was this blue blazer that I wore with just like a regular undershirt, like a white men's t-shirt type thing. And then I had jeans, and then I had these very, very like low, almost like, I don't know how to say, almost like it didn't have a sole. Not pointy, but kind of pointy, but a little bit rounded brown leather boots that were calf high. That's what I wore, and it was very like Pretty Woman at the end of the movie. It was that kind of thing. But just being quiet and being more concerned about schoolwork and trying to develop a little bit more sophistication. I don't know. This also reminds me of my crushes that I had. You ready for this? I done told you, or maybe I didn't say it yet. I'm from a small town in Ohio. Buddy Miller and Billy Fox. Had huge crushes on them. I swear to you, those are their names. Okay? I'm not making it up. I know, very Norman Rockwell, but those were their names, and it reminds me of them. And it reminds me oddly of home ec, and I loved home ec. And actually, when I was in junior high school, they had home ec and shop, and everybody had to take both, right? So you would sort of swap out the groups. And this was oddly a time where I was feeling pretty lonely, I guess, and yet at the same time I was getting a lot of attention. And in shop, sorry shop teacher, but I didn't make any of my own stuff. The boys did it for me. And this was the first time boys actually started paying attention to me and doing things for me. And so basically our shop teacher just was never in the room anyway. He was off, I think, drinking, God forbid, but I think that's what he was doing. And yeah, the boys would take care of me. And then when we had home ec, it was just like a lot of fun. And we were in these little mini kitchens and making microwave brownies, because microwaves they weren't new. I mean, I'm not that old, but you know, the recipes for a microwave were still pretty hot. And it just totally reminds me of all of that. So how about that for a little story time? All right, so which shall come next? I'm honestly not sure which. These all kind of blur together for me. It was around college age. I will mention, honorable mention, what's missing from the list because I just couldn't get a hold of it, is Gingham from Bath & Body Works. I reached out to Bath & Body Works to see if anything could be done. No, they just didn't answer me. And also, they had it on eBay, but it was really expensive. And perfume does, the composition, the chemicals within it, it does change over time. So, you know, if somebody has an original bottle of it, it's not going to smell the same. So, on that. Anyway, so, oh, and I should also mention Love's Baby Soft is missing from this list for a few reasons. Number one, I didn't technically wear it. It was just sort of in my mom's cupboard. I'm not sure if she wore it. I don't know whose bottle that was, because my mom wore Topaz from Avon. They discontinued that, but it was in the cupboard. Maybe it was my sister's. I don't know. Somebody did. I know my best friend from, you know, when I was very, very little, Christy, she wore loves Baby Soft, and I just was on Facebook with her, and she said that she actually had the whole variety pack. She had all of them, whatever that was. So I remember somebody also wearing Malibu Musk. I don't know who the heck that was, but somebody did. But I left Loves Baby Soft out of this. I can't stand the smell of it. It smells like baby powder. It's just kind of gross to me. But also, their ad campaigns from back in the day, you can't erase that from history. They're terrible. Go look them up. Some of the worst ads that they had, one is looks like the body of a prepubescent girl, and you just see the backside of her, and she has these bikini panties on, and it says something like, "This is Baby Soft." Ridiculous. Like, you don't see her face or anything, you just see her body. And then another one that's really, really terrible is, it's literally a little girl. It's so like, oh, I'm not even gonna go there, but it's a little girl holding a teddy bear, and she's all made up like a pageant girl, and she's just kind of like, you know, looking at the camera, and it says, "Innocence is sexier than you think." Utterly disgusting. I will not support that. So it is missing from the mix. Later on, the heck, we're talking about it now, let's do it anyway. The other one that's missing is, let me see if I can say this, Mille Honey. It's L'Occitane. They were the ones that did this. This was in the 2000s, so this is more recent. I was in love with it. I had the soaps, I had the perfume, I used it up, and I couldn't get a hold of it. I wrote to L'Occitane, and it also ignored me. So forget it. Forget it. Let's get in here. Which one? Let's do this one. Okay. So I couldn't find the perfume of this. This is Heaven by Gap. So I just have the body, or yeah, the hand lotion, body lotion, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it's sealed. Boo, 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 boo. Little elevator music while I try to pluck this open. Oh, come on. Don't be difficult. Oh, come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right. Oh, it's stuck to the box of one of my perfumes. Yuck. Oh, man. All right. God, I should have gotten some Avon products because that's my childhood. Avon. Okay. Doesn't smell like anything. Hold on. It's making noise. Squirt. Oh, God. Okay. Well, I'm in now. This is what I'm going to smell like today. This doesn't smell like anything. You took me for a ride, y'all. Hold on. Maybe if I let it soak in, maybe something will happen. No. We got to come back to this one because it's not smelling like anything but lotion. Oh, now I'm feisty. I mean, there's a slight little hint of it there, but not really. Okay, anyway, let's just go on to the next one, which I accidentally put the lotion on. Nasty. All right, so this is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea Scent Spray. Again, I'm very impressed by the size of these bottles. I didn't pay much for them because they're old. I know that's what you're thinking. These are old scents, Michelle. All right. This I wore in college, so that's nice too. Yay. I didn't have the best luck with Elizabeth Arden makeup. That could be another video if you're interested, but this totally reminds me of being at a makeup counter with one of my friends in college, and we ended up, I bought some of this. I bought like a bath set, so I had a couple of sprays or something, and then like the body lotion. I don't know how that's a bath scent. Shower gel. That's what it was. And we ended up going over to the MAC counter, and there was this really cool makeup artist there, and makeup artists really loved me because I had a certain kind of complexion, a certain coloring that you could just do a lot with it. And so they always had a lot of fun with me. But then, oh, I got it backwards, sorry. But then back then he was showing me all these new products, and he did a little makeover on me. We just like all hung out because it was really slow at the mall. Had just a wonderful time. And then we were supposed to, actually we stopped there because we were getting ready to go to a party. I think I was supposed to pick up a gift, and then I ended up getting myself something, and then went all like made up, and then the party wasn't nearly as good as hanging out at the MAC counter with that one dude. So reminds me of a lot of homework too, like astronomy class. which I did not understand. And Physics 101 or something was supposed to be a prereq for it, and I remember I didn't know that. I ended up in that damn class, and I'm like, what is happening? I don't get any of the things that you were saying. What language is that? Sorry. I know that's so not classy to be like, out of the frame, but this is how we're doing it. Okay. I don't know if this heaven thing, I mean, it kind of it smells only, it's probably because I got all this other stuff on me. It smells a little bit like heaven, but not even enough to invoke any sort of memories. The only thing I'm thinking of is going into Gap with some friends who I couldn't stand and buying buying a cube of soap because they had the little soap cubes. That's disappointing. I thought that would have more memory pop than it did. Anyway, whatever. What else we got? Who else is in here? Oh, all right. So we are going to fast forward to graduate school. Now, I moved to New York City because of grad school. And one of the things that I wanted to do, I'm just remembering just from looking at the box. One of the things that I wanted to do was go to Saks Fifth Avenue, okay, on Fifth Avenue, and go shopping. I remember that was the day we went into the store. Now, I can't remember if I actually bought this perfume there or if I bought it somewhere else. It's quite possible. If Saks Fifth Avenue carried it, I probably bought it there. But I remember I was walking through a makeup section, then we hit the fragrance section, and I was just like, what is that? Oh my gosh. And then I tried walking and just keep on going and being cool about it. And I'm like, no, I need to know what that is. So I came back around and I'm like seriously, I was that person, like in some, it might have been Saks Fifth Avenue. I'm pretty sure it was, but I'm like, what is that? And the Burberry lady is standing there. She goes, was it this? Because I just sprayed a card for someone as you were walking by, and I smelled it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's it. So it was Burberry Brit. I was wondering if it's supposed to be for her, and it was this size too. Now, the woman is popping out the bottle. I don't remember it looking like this. This might not be the right one. I don't know. I guess we'll see. It was Burberry Brit. So she was like, well, you know, because she knew we were students and she knows how it is. And that was a little embarrassing because we were in this fancy store and yet we're not rich kids. And she was like, well, if you want, you know, we're having a promotion with this fragrance and everything. If you want, I can just send you off with some samples. So she was so kind. She gave me this little bag filled with stuff. And I start walking away and I'm like, no. Can I get a bottle of that? I need a bottle of that. And so I spent $100 on it and ended up eating like ramen noodles for 2 weeks so that I could afford it. And with this, there was a free umbrella. Okay, yes, there was a free umbrella that came with the perfume. Now, this was the umbrella to end all other umbrellas, okay? It had like the little plaid thing or whatever this is called. Not plaid, what am I talking about? You know what I'm talking about. This design on the umbrella, and it was huge. Now, I'm only 5'2", so when I would have it next to me, I mean, actually I had to kind of bend my elbow up to have it, you know, stand up next to me. It was a huge umbrella. People in New York City, tall people, hated me. It's like a thing. I guess people who are shorter are not supposed to carry umbrellas because it bothers tall people. Kiss my butt, okay? I'm not gonna get wet because of you. You can work around me. Anyway, so I'm serious, people would complain about that. So I'm this little short girl walking around with this huge umbrella, and that umbrella is important because it may have literally saved my life. If you want to hear that story, how a Burberry umbrella saved my life, leave the comment down below and I will happily make that for you. All right, so sorry, I'm not going to babble on anymore. Let me just do one more hit of this. A hit. I want some coffee. Have I said that a million times? I'm not sure. Been thinking it a million times. Okay, here we go. Oh, that is it. Oh my God. Oh, I want to. That's slightly, it smells slightly different. Is there a different Burberry Brit for her and for him? This just says Burberry Brit. I mean, it smells similar, but the big memory, like just looking at the box, was that whole thing and almost dying. It's crazy. This reminds me of working at Estee Lauder. I wore this to work one day. This is not an Estee Lauder fragrance. And my boss came by and she's like, "What are you wearing?" And I'm like, "Burberry Brit? That is not an Estee Lauder fragrance." I'm like, "So?" "What?" And she's like, "You work in a company that has all that and you're wearing a competitor." I'm like, "Oh my ever loving, okay, whatever. I guess it's just for the weekends now." But I remember that. I remember grad school, and I remember mostly I attached this to my first time in New York City and just starting over. I was living in Hollywood before that, trying to be an actress, and I was starting over. It was a fresh start. Again, this whole feeling of my life being ahead of me and anything being possible. This also, yeah. This also reminds me of one of the first jobs that I had. Estee Lauder was one of the first temp jobs I had, but the first job that I had in New York City wasn't good. Should I tell this story? It has to do with sexual harassment, but again, I can expand on that in another video if you're going through that and it might help you. I can share that with you, but this definitely reminds me of you getting chased around a CEO's office, and we'll just leave it at that. We'll just leave it at that. And it was kind of a scary situation, but if you want to know about that, I can definitely tell you. But yeah, just other than that little bad memory, there is this feeling of just like, I fit in here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm now fabulous too because I am wearing Burberry Brit, and that's it. Okay. So I do have a couple more in here. Hold on, what do I have here? So this is Chance, Chanel Chance, and Mademoiselle. Now, as you can see, I got the little bottles of these because I'm more, at least right now, I'm kind of a Lancome girl, like La Vie Belle. That's one that I'm wearing. Miracle, I'm still on that. I'm still on it. I own Dolce & Gabbana, the one and the one Rose, I think it's called. Something like that. But I just bought these. But I just want to, since they're here, let's see, let's just pull these out. All right. Now this one, this reminds me of Estee Lauder Pleasures. Like a lot. I think it's Pleasures. It's slightly different, but it's lovely. Again, it reminds me of 2 weeks ago when I bought it. That's the memory attached to it, but got fingerprints all over the bottle, but that is adorable. And then, hold on, there's too much. Too many things. All right. And then here's, now this is the one that I have been so looking forward to. And again, I just got small bottles because they're expensive. And this is nice. Oh, I do have a memory with this, even though I just bought this one and I've never owned this before, but when I was in, was it junior high? I did a report on Coco Chanel. Ooh, this is a big memory. I just got perfume on my face. This is a big memory because this was in French class, and we had to pick out a French person that we wanted to do this big report on. And nobody in the class could do the same report. No two people could do the same person. So the teacher's going around the room, and she gets to this one woman, she wasn't a woman, a girl who actually scared the crap out of me. She was kind of like a rough and tumble kind of girl, and she goes, "I want to do Coco Chanel." And I was like, oh. Now you have to understand, I was such a quiet girl. Like, I barely raised my hand in class. You know, the teacher really had to like call on me to get me to participate. I wanted so badly to do my report on Coco Chanel and her brand and like how she came about, you know, doing what she did and her style and what that was all about, that I actually had like a very outward burst. And the teacher just looks at me like, whoa, this girl who's rough and tumble looks at me like, whoa. And I'm like, sorry, I was really hoping to do Chanel. Actually, I already started some of the work because I was really hoping to do Chanel. And the girl goes, well, I really want to do it too. I'm like, yeah, but I already started all the research. And she goes, okay. So it was my first nutty outburst, number one. And two, I spoke up for myself, and that was a big deal back then. I spoke up for myself, not against this girl. It's not like we were enemies or anything like that, but somebody who intimidated me. I spoke up for myself, and I got to do the report, and it was amazing, and I got an A on it. And it was just really, really cool. I'm just looking around. I think that's it. I think that's all I have for fragrance. So it's a long video anyway, so we'll end it there. Hi guys, I realized I forgot from that previous perfume video, I promised to read the descriptions. So for Exclamation by Coty, this says, is a floral fragrance for women or a dude if this is what you want to smell like. The nose behind this fragrance is Sophia Grossman. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Top notes are apricot, green notes, peach and bergamot. Middle notes are orris root, jasmine, heliotrope, lily of the valley, and rose. Base notes are sandalwood, amber, cinnamon, musk, vanilla, and cedar. I mean, that's like a little bit of everything in that fragrance. Let me look up the other one, which was Charlie. It just says floral fragrance for women, launched in 1973. 3 stars. People, what do you know? It's by Revlon. Let's see if I can find a better description here. It just keeps saying a flowery fragrance. It's a blend of florals. That's it. That's all I can find on it. What was the other? Heaven. I'm not even going to bother with that one because that one just smells like lotion. Oh, green tea. Green tea smells like, you know, green tea. That's all you need to know about that, I suppose. Burberry Brit. Let's see what's going on with Burberry Brit, what the notes are there. Burger King came up as I tried to search this. Ooh, here we go. I got a good one for you. Burberry Brit is a smooth fragrance that begins with notes of pear. It does. Lime and lemongrass, followed by mid notes of almond and peony. Don't you love how they describe these things? It's just amazing. The scent closes on lush notes of vanilla, amber, and tonka bean. So if that means something to you, there you go. What were the other ones? The Chanel ones, I'm sure, like that wasn't really part of the scent memory. That was just a little bonus. So we'll just end it there.